Friends from the press, good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference. I'm ready to take your questions.
欢迎深圳卫视对新闻提问。今年是中巴建交50周年，1月19号，
This year marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and Brazil. On January the 19th, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited Brazil, during which Brazilian President Lula da Silva met with him. Wang Yi also met with Brazil's Vice President and Chief Advisor to the President, and co-chaired the 4th China-Brazil Foreign Ministerial Level Comprehensive Strategic Dialogue with the Foreign Minister. Can you share more about the highlights of the Foreign Ministers' meeting to Brazil and the outcomes and common understandings reached between the two sides at the meetings? Recently, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited Brazil and Jamaica upon invitation. During his visit to Brazil, Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with Brazilian President Lula da Silva, Vice President and Chief Advisor to the President, respectively. He also co-chaired the 4th China-Brazil Foreign Ministerial Meeting, Comprehensive Strategic Dialogue with Foreign Minister, and jointly met the press. President Lula noted that since the first day of diplomatic relations, Brazil has publicly supported and adhered to the One China principle and will remain committed to the position in the future. Brazil thinks highly of China's development prospects and looks forward to learning from China's governance experience and enriching cooperation with China. Brazil shares high consensus on many major issues with China and hopes to work with China to improve global governance as well as the collective strength and international safety of all countries. The Brazilian side also noted that they look to hosting the G20 Leaders Summit in Rio de Janeiro as an opportunity to enhance high-level exchange between the two countries, boost bilateral ties and lead the friendship and cooperation between two countries to another more promising 50 years. Prime Minister Wang Yi noted that Brazil is the first developing country to have established a strategic partnership with China and the first major Latin American country to have elevated the bilateral relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. China gives diplomatic priority to its relation with Brazil and firmly supports Brazil in accelerating economic and social development and playing a bigger role in international and regional affairs. China stands ready to take the 50 years anniversary of diplomatic relations as an opportunity to work with Brazil for another golden 50 years of bilateral ties. During the visit, the two sides reached a number of common understandings. First, the two sides will jointly enhance strategic mutual trust and keep understanding, supporting and respecting each other on issues related to core interests and major concerns. Second, the two sides will continue to advance mutually beneficial cooperation. China and Brazil will work together in fields ranging from space to soybean. We will stay committed to the principle of openness, inclusiveness, and mutually beneficial cooperation, better in line of our development strategies to elevate bilateral cooperation across the board to a new level. Third, two sides will jointly strengthen cultural and people-to-people exchanges, enhance the public support of China-Brazil friendship, offer visa facilitation to each other, and expand mutual interactions. Fourth, the two sides will jointly build a community with a shared future for mankind. We will uphold the common interests of developing countries, promote an equal and orderly multipolar and universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization, and build a community with a shared future between China and Brazil and between China and Latin America. During his visit to Jamaica, Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with and held talks with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Foreign Minister. The Jamaican said it will stay committed to the One China principle, put China-Jamaican relations front and center, and strive for a robust China-Jamaica strategic partnership. China's modernization sets an example of high-quality development. Jamaica admires China's remarkable achievements and expects to draw from China's successful experience for more efficient and equitable development. Foreign Minister Wang Yi stressed that China upholds equality among all countries regardless of their size, greater democracy, international relations, and non-interference in any other countries' internal affairs, and will not strive for geopolitical rivalry or force each other countries to pick sides. China respects Jamaica's full choosing system and lifestyle with its own characteristics and supports Jamaica in upholding its sovereign independence and national dignity and playing a more critical role in regional and international affairs. Foreign Minister Wang Yi's tentative visit to 6 countries in Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean carries forward the fine tradition that the Chinese foreign minister has made Africa at
和
his
各国一
first
道推
overseas
动构建人
destination
类
at
命运
the
共
start
同
of the
体，
year for
不
34
断为
years.
人类发展进步
It reflects
做
that
出积极
China,
贡
a
献。
member of the global south, shares the same future through thick and thin with developing countries. China will stand on the side of justice and equality and stand with developing countries. We will promote an equal and orderly multipolar world and universally beneficial, inclusive economic globalization, build a community with a shared future for mankind with all countries, and make new contributions to the development progress of humanity.
Pakistan. After Iran and Pakistan conducted strikes on each other's territories last week, the spokesperson of Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that China is willing to play a constructive role to cool down the situation. I noticed Vice Foreign Minister Mao Jiaoshu had a phone call with Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Khani last night, and Vice Foreign Minister Mr. Sun Weidong is visiting Pakistan these days. Is China mediating between Iran and Pakistan? Thank you.
巴通社上周伊朗
中方同伊朗和巴基斯坦保持着密切合
China
作。
maintains close communication with Iran and Pakistan. I want to stress that Iran and Pakistan are friendly neighbors
两国也
and
都是
both
中国的好朋
are
友。
good friends of China.
中方一贯致力
China
维
is
护地
committed
区和国际
to
和平与
upholding
稳定，
regional and international peace and
支持伊巴
stability
双方继
and
续通过
supports
对话
Iran
协
and
商化
Pakistan
解分
in
歧。
continuing to bridge
我们也
differences
愿
through
根
dialogue
据
and
伊巴双方的
consultation.
需要，
We would like to continue
为两国改善
to
关系继续发挥积
play
极和
a
建设性作
positive
用。
and constructive role in improving the relations between Iran and Pakistan based on the needs of the two
下一个
countries.
问题，
Next question, please.
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：
China News
在
Service.
上周举行的世界经济论坛2024年年会
During
期
the
间，
World
瑞士国家
Economic
旅游局负责
Forum
人表示，希
2020
望向
Annual
中方
Meeting
学习吸引
2024
更
last
多
week,
中
the
国
head
游
of
客，
Switzerland
共
Tourism
享
said
冰雪
that
经济资
they
源。
could learn
瑞
from
士
China.
申请加入
Switzerland
人
wants
DP
to
成为中国
welcome
网
Chinese
热议的
visitors,
话
and
题。
both countries
请发
have
言人
winter
对此做
tourism
评
assets
论。
to
谢
share.
谢。
Switzerland
我
applying
们
to
也
join
注
the
意到
tourism
相关的报道。
competition became a
根
hot
据中国旅游研究
online
院
topic
发布的
in
报
China.
告，
Do you have
作
any
为北京
comment?
冬奥会之后
I
的
also
第二
noted the
个
reports
学期，
according to a
2023 至
report
2024 冰
issued by
雪
the
季，
China Tourism
中国
Academy.
冰雪休闲旅游人
As the
数
second
有
ice
望
and snow
首次
season
超
of
过
the
4亿
Beijing
人
Winter
次。
Olympics, the
全国冰
2023-24
雪休
season
闲旅游收入
is
有
expected
望
to
达到
see over
5500
400
亿
million
元。
ice and snow tourism trips
中国
across
节日
China,
消费旺，
which will hit a
冰
new
雪
record
经济热，
high, and
为
ice and
全
snow
球旅游市
tourism
场注入
revenue
了强劲
reaching
动力，彰显了
550
中国
billion
经济的
RMB.
强大活力。
China's booming holiday consumption and
正如
thriving
李强
ice
总
and
理
snow
在世界经济论坛
economy
2024
provides
年会开
powerful
幕式
impetus
特别致
for
辞
the
当中
global
指出
tourism market and demonstrates
中
the
国
strong
具有
vitality
超
of
大规
Chinese
模市
economy.
场，并处于
As
需求
stressed
快
by
速市
Premier
场
Li
阶段。
Qiang in his address at the
中国
opening
市场
ceremony
空
of
间
the
广
World
阔，
Economic Forum
纵
Annual
深
Meeting
也在不断
2024. China
延
has a
展，
super
必将为提
size
升
market
全
with
球子需
rapidly
求发
unlocked
挥重要
demand.
作用。
The Chinese market with its vast space and
绿
growing
水青
depth
山
will
成
play
为
an
金山
important
银
role in
山，
boosting aggregate
冰天雪地
global
火爆
demand.
全国。
China sees lucid waters and
这些
lush
都反映
mountains
出
as
中国旅
invaluable
游
assets.
消费
And
能
what
力和
winter
旅游
tourism
需求的不断
destinations
增长。
have become popular around
体
the
现的是
world.
中国
This
经济
reflects
乘
Chinese
风破浪
tourists'
的
growing
底气
spending
和信
power
心，
and demanding for
也
tourism.
为中国和瑞士
This
等
also
国深
shows the
化互利合
conviction
作
and
提供了新
confidence
的
that
机遇。
China's economy will navigate through
我
these
们将
choppy
不断
waters.
发掘和
We
释
will
放市
keep
场需求，
exploring and unleashing
持续
market
为世
demand,
界贸易投资
provide
增长
broader
提供更
space
宽
for
广的天
boosting
地，
global trade
为
and
全球经济复
investment,
苏注入
and
更多
inject
动力。
strong impetus into the global economic recovery.
下一个问题，
Next question, please.
Thank you. Question from Nippon Television. According to our report, a group of North Korean IT technicians are doing business in the city of Beijing and earning foreign currency. Some specialists have pointed out that this is a violation of UN Security Council sanctions. Do you have any comment for that? And does the Chinese government have any intention to take any action in this regard? Thank you.
我不了解有关的情况。
I'm not aware
在
of
执行安理
the
会决议问题
situation
上，
on
中
the
方一贯全
implementation
面
of
认真履
Security
行
Council
自身的国际
resolutions.
义务。
China has always implemented its international obligations fully. Next question, please.
Bloomberg News. The new president, or sorry, the recently re-elected president of the Democratic Republic of Congo said that in his inaugural address sorry, just let me find it here. The details of the royalties for the Sycamores project had been renegotiated, and that Congo would now be getting about $7 billion from this renegotiated royalty agreement. That was discussed when he was here last year and he had met with President Xi Jinping. Can you confirm the details of this renegotiation of the royalty agreement and any other thing? And can you give us the details of when that will be paid and how that will be paid? Thank you.
彭博社，最近连任的刚果金总统齐塞克迪在他的就职演讲中说道，刚果金方面将与中方再次讨论关于华光矿业价值70亿美元的项目。如果这一项目谈成，刚果金将获得这70亿美元的资金。去年在其访华期间与习主席会面，也讨论到了这一项目。你能否证实什么时候以及以什么样的方式，中方将向刚果金支付这笔费用？
我不了解你提到的相关
I'm
情
not
况，
aware of what
建
you
议向
mentioned,
有关
but
方
I
面来
refer
了
you to relevant
下一个问题。
authorities. Next question, please.
We contacted the Chinese embassy in the Congo already about this on Saturday and Sunday, and they didn't respond to us. So if the embassy is not the relevant authorities, and we contacted you ahead of this press briefing to ask about you, if you have a comment, can you tell us who the relevant authorities are? As I said, when the president was here last year, he discussed this directly with President Xi Jinping, and at that time, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was the relevant authorities for dealing with this question. So can you also answer the question of why MOFA is the relevant authorities last year for this question, but now suddenly you're not? Thank you.
我刚才已经介绍了我们的立场。我
I
没有
have
其他的消息
introduced
可以
our position on this just now, and I have no
下一个问
more
题。
information to add. Next question, please.
Ukrinform News Agency. Last week, you were in the World Economic Forum in Davos. Among other, the need for direct dialogue between the leaders of Ukraine and China was mentioned many times. How can you comment on the prospect of such dialogue, or perhaps negotiation between the two countries' foreign ministers? Thank you.
中乌之间一直保持着顺畅
China
的
and
沟通渠
Ukraine
道，
have
就
kept
共同
smooth
关心的问题交
communication
换意
channels
见。
and exchanged views
双
on
方将继
issues
续
of
利用
mutual
双边关系
concerns,
需要开展交
and
往
the。two sides will continue to carry out exchanges based on our bilateral relations. Next question, please.
Thank you. A question from Reuters. Two U.S. Congress committees dedicated to investigating security threats and risks posed by Beijing are looking into Swiss engineering group called ABB. They're looking into ABB's operations in China, particularly about the installation of ABB equipment by Chinese firm Shanghai Zhenhua Heavy Industries ZPMC onto ship-to-shore cranes that are bound for the U.S. These committees are seeking to clarify the relations between these two companies. How does the ministry respond to this matter, and has the ministry reached out to ZPMC about this matter? Thank you.
看来美国有关
It
政
seems
客的
that
被害妄
relevant
想症
American
是越来越严
politicians
重了。
are having
我
more
想
and
问
more
问这些美国
severe
政客，
persecutory
为什么
delusion.
在
I
没
want
有
to
任
ask
何
these
证据的
American
情况下，
politicians,
一
why
味
are
指责
they
中国相关企业
keeping
威胁
blaming
美国国
Chinese
家安全？
companies for threatening U.S. national
为什么
security
美国国
without
家安全
offering
威
any
胁的矛
evidence?
头
Why
总是指
the
向
claims
中国
of the
各行
so-called
各业的
threat
领军企业
to
呢？
U.S. national
为什么
security
其他国家
are
明
always
明没有
targeted
感到中国
at
产品
the
构成
leading
威胁，
companies of China
美方
in
还要
different
胁迫
industries?
他们对相关中国企业进
And
行
why
封杀
the
呢？
United States are
从
coercing
指控
other
中国信息技术
countries
设备留有后
to
门，
ban Chinese companies
到声称中国生产的
when
起重
those
机
countries
是收集情报的特洛伊木马
do，not feel
再到
the
渲染中国
threats
生
of
产的
Chinese
电动车
products,
电池威胁
from
国家安
blaming
全。
Chinese IT equipments,
美国有关政客
for having
鼓吹的
backdoors
中国威胁
to
气炮越吹越大，
claiming
同时他
Chinese
们打着国家安全
cranes
幌子，
as the
遏
trigger
制中国发
forces
展的
for the
真实意
collection
图
of intelligence
也越来越
to
暴露
hyping
无
up
遗。
Chinese-produced
对这些
EV
美国政客
batteries
来说，
as threats
中国
to
什么
national
先进，
security.
什么就是
The
威胁，
bubble of
就要采取一
Chinese
切措施
threat
进行打压，
blown by relevant
只有中
American
国出口的
politicians
衬
are
衫
growing
袜子
bigger and bigger.
才不
At
对
the
美国
same
构成
time,
威胁。
their real
美国
intention
政客的
of
所作
curbing
所
Chinese
为，
development
完
under
全
the
是赤裸裸
pretext
的霸凌、
of
霸道行径。
national security have been fully exposed.
美国政客
to
嘴
US
上讲遵守
politicians,
规则，实际上
everything
做的
that is advancing
却是
China
无视规
is a
则、
threat
破坏规则的事。
and has to
嘴上讲公平竞
subject
争，
to has
实
to
际
be
上却
subject
不择
to
手段打压
suppression
竞争对手，
with
剥夺其他国
all
家正当发展
possible
权利。
measures. Only
这种
Chinese
卑劣行径
shirts and
理应受到
thumbs
国际社会
do
的
not
谴
pose
责
threats to
和
the
反
United
对。
States, and what the U.S. politicians do is purely bullying and hegemonic behavior. They are talking about observing rules, but they are ignoring and breaking the rules. They are talking about fair competition, but they are trying
谢谢发言人。总结记者
everything
提
to
问。有
suppress
外
the
国媒体
competition
评论称
rivals.，
近一时期国际人才
CCTV
对赴港工作、生活望而却
There are
步，
foreign media
甚
comments
至出
saying
现
that
人才
global
离
talent
港
are
逃。
reluctant
外
to
交部
work
对
and
此有
live
什
in
么
Hong Kong, which even shows the trend of talent drain. What's the foreign minister's comment?
你刚才提到的有关言论毫无依
What you
据，
mentioned
无视香
is
港继续成为
absolutely
国际人才聚集
unfounded
高地的
and
事实，
disregard the fact
不
that
负责
Hong
任
Kong
的
remains the
贬损
hub
香
of
港自
global
由和人权
talent.
状况，
These remarks
是对公众和舆
irresponsibly
论的侮
discredit
辱。
Hong Kong in terms of freedom and
实际
human
情
rights
况是，
situation and
当
can
前
mislead
香
the
港对国
ordinary
际人
people
才
and
的强
public
大吸引
opinion.
力
The
有
facts of
增无
Hong
减。
Kong's strong appeal to
香
global
港特区
talent
政府
is
的统计数
on
据
the
显
rise.
示，
According to
2022
data
年
of the
年中至
SCR
2023
government
年年
from
中，
mid-2022
香港人
to
口净流入
mid-2023,
17.4
net
万，
inflow of Hong Kong residents
根本不
amounts to
存在所谓的离港潮。
174,000. There's no so-called
2023
talent
年1
drain
月
in
至
Hong
11
Kong.
月，特区
From
政府各
January
项
to
引进人才
November
计划
last year,
共收到
the
20
Hong
多万份
Kong
申请，
government
其中超
received
过12万份获批
200,000 applications
，8万人
under
已离港，
various talent
远远超过每
admission
年至少引
programs.
入
Among them,
3.5
over
万名人才的目标。
120,000 were approved,
在
and
瑞士洛桑国际管理发
81,000
展学院
talents
公
have
布的
arrived in
2023
Hong
年世界
Kong,
人才报
which
告当
far
中，
exceeds the annual
香
target
港
of
人才竞争力水
35,000.
平在亚洲
Besides,
地
the
区高居第
IMD
二。
World Talent Report
这些数据
2023shows
和
that
事实
Hong
充
Kong
分
ranks
说明，
second in Asia in terms of
香
talent
港继续受到世界
competitiveness.
各国人才
These
的重
numbers
视
and
和
facts
青睐。
fully show that Hong Kong remains
当
a
前，
popular
香港进入
destination for
由
talent.
乱到治，走向由治
From
及兴的
everywhere
新
in the
阶段。
world, Hong Kong has brought
香港
chaos
是
to
民
an
安居乐
end
业、
and
依
entered
法
a new
享有的
stage
各
of
项权利
in
和
which
自由
to
得到
restore
切实
order
保
and is
障。
set to thrive.
这为
People
海内外
there
人
are
才
living
在
a
港
happy life
创
and
业
their
兴
lawful
业
rights and freedom
提供了
are
前所未有的
safeguarded.
良好环境和难得机遇。
This has brought a
我们相
unprecedented
信，
environment
在
opportunities
香港
for
在一国两制
Chinese
下，
talents to
背
work
靠
and
祖
live in
国，
Hong
连
Kong.
通
We
世界的
believe
独
that
特
under
优
the
势
one country,
将
two
进一步
systems,
强化，
the unique
经济社会各领域
advantage
蓬
of
勃发
enjoying
展
the
的良好
backing
局
of
面
the motherland
将进一
and
步
open
巩
to the
固，
world will be intensified.
对全球人
Its
才的吸
economic
引
and
力
social
也
development
将
will
进一步
continue
提
to
升。
boom. Demonstrates
中国中央政
an
府
even
将一如
greater
既往
appeal
支
to
持香
global
港特区
talent.
吸引国际优秀
The
人
central
才，
government of
不
China
断
will,
打造新优
as
势，
always, supports the
欢迎世界各
SCR
国
to
各领域
attract
人才
global talent,
到香港
build
创
new
业兴业，
advantage,
共同分
welcome
享香港发展
people
机遇，
around the world and from
共同
all
开创
talent
香港的
sectors
美
to
好
live
明
and work
天。
in Hong Kong, sharing the development opportunities of Hong Kong and open up a brighter future in this
下一
area.
个问题，
Next one, please.
发言人好，环球时报提问。科摩罗全国独立选举委
Global
员会
Times,
1月16日
after the
宣布，现任
Independent
总统
National Electoral
阿扎
Commission
利以
of
62.97%
Comoros
的
announced
得票
on
率
January
在大选
16th that
中
incumbent
首胜
President
取
Azali
来。
Assoumani
科
won
多
the
地发
first
生
round
街
of
头抗议
presidential
活
election
动，
with
美国、欧盟、法国发表声明对
62.97% of
选
the
举
votes.
结果称中方
Protests
对此有
have broken out in multiple places of the
总统选
country, and
举
the
是科
US,
摩罗的
EU,
内
and
政，
France have issued
中
statements
方一贯
questioning
秉
the
持不干涉内
election
政的原
result.
则，
What is
尊
China's
重科摩罗
comment?
人民的意
The
愿和选
presidential
择。
election is the internal
作为
affair
好
of
朋友、好
Comoros.
伙伴，
China always
中方乐
upholds the
见科摩
principle
罗
of
社会保持
non-interference in
稳
other
定，内外
countries'
政策
internal
保持
affairs
连续性，
and respects the will and
希望
choice
有
of
关
the
各
people
方
of
通过合法
Comoros.
途径表达诉求。
As a good friend and
国
good
际社会
partner,
应
China
为
would
此
like
发
to
挥
see
切实性
social
作用，
stability
但
in
不能横
Comoros
加
and
干涉，
continuity in its
否则
domestic
只
and
会
foreign
适得其
policies,
反。
and hopes that relevant parties
中方
will
愿同
express
国际
their
伙伴一道，
aspirations through lawful channels.
支持
The
科摩罗维持
international
社会稳
community
定，
should
为当
play
地
a
和平发
constructive
展
role,
发挥
but
积极
should
影响。
refrain from blatant interference. Otherwise, it will achieve opposite effect. China stands ready to work with international international partners to support Comoros in maintaining social stability and play a positive role in upholding peace and development in the region. Next question, please.
You said in your earlier answer about Foreign Minister Wang Yi's visit to Brazil that China supports Brazil in playing a greater role in regional affairs. Was there any discussion of the new government in Argentina as part of the discussion of Brazil's role in Latin American affairs and how China can assist with that? Thank you.
在您刚才的回答中提到，王毅外长访问巴西时提出，中方将支持巴西在地区事务中发挥更大的作用。中方是否同阿根廷的新政府进行接触？是否也包含阿根廷在内，与拉美国家共同在地区事务中发挥更大的作用？
感谢你提到的这个问题。
Thank you for this
刚才我已经介绍
question.
了王毅外长
As
访
I
问巴
have
西的情况。
just
那么我愿意
introduced
呢借此机会介绍一下我们和阿根廷之间的双边关系相关情况。
Foreign Minister's visit
中
to
国和阿根廷
Brazil.
同为发展中
I
大
want to
国和重要的
introduce China and
经济体
Argentina are both
互为
major
全面战略
developing
伙伴。
countries
近年
and
来，
emerging
中
markets
阿
and
积极
are
推进共建“一带一路”合作，
strategic
双方
partners
签
for
署
each
签署
other.
共建“一
And in
带一路”
recent
两
years,
地
the
备
two
忘合作
countries
规划
have
的
signed
合作文件。
MOUs and
我们愿
important
同阿方
cooperation
一道，
documents
不
with
断增进
Argentina.
两
We
国的
would
政
like
治
to
互信，推进
work
高
with
质量共建“
Argentina
一带
to
一路”合作，
enhance
发挥两
political
国的
mutual
互补优
trust
势，
and
深化
play
各领域平等互利合作，推动
the
中阿全面战略伙伴关系持续
to
稳定发展。
elevate
同时，我们也
the
愿意和
bilateral
阿方一
relations
道
and
推动
promote the
中拉的
stable
合作关
and
系进一步
continuous
向前
development
提
of
升。
bilateral relations. I would like to further develop our strategic partnership.
下一个问题，
Next question, please.
还有其他的问题吗？
More questions?
如果没有的话，今天的记者会到此结束，谢谢大家。
This concludes today's press conference. Thank you all.